Hey, Brendan. In light of everything that's gone on in the last week, how could you characterize how the team feels about the coaches who got their first win and just you guys being able to snap this skid here?
Yeah, I think to echo what I just heard Pricey say, I think we're happy. I think both Dom and Burr have been working incredibly hard to implement their system, kind of put their footprint on this team, get us playing the way that they want to play. The work ethic that went into this, I think it's just a building block. Like you said, we're not satisfied. I think we had to work hard to get out of that little skid that we were in. We don't want to go back there. So it's, stay humble, understand it's one win. Each win in the National Hockey League is hard to come by, so you enjoy it. But when you leave the rink, you get ready for the next one. And we know how much work went into this. So just continue to build on what we've been working on here. The exciting thing is I think there's areas in our game that can continue to grow. And if we do that, we can get back to being a team Julian, that I think teams are worried about.
Sorry, I got
all good.
Julian,
I'm done now.
Hey, Brendan, just wanted to ask you a question about Jeff Petry. Gets himself a 2-point night tonight. He was traded to Montreal on this day 6 years ago, and you were one of the few Canadiens players on the roster that day he was traded that's still here. Do you remember what your initial impression of Jeff Petry was when he first arrived to the Montreal Canadiens?
Well, when he came to us, he was in a situation where he wasn't really wanted in Edmonton. And, we were pretty unsure with what we were getting, but it didn't take long to understand the talent that we had. You look at the playoff run that we went on that year, he was probably our best defenseman. Since he came here, he's been able to have that impact. He's a guy that we use in every situation. Very, very good teammate. And he's continued to get better. And it's, at that stage of his career to continue to improve says a lot about who he is and the work that he puts in and his brain, the intelligence he has around the game. So we're fortunate to have a player like that. He's definitely one of the best in the league. And like I said, just lucky to have him.
Chantal?
Merci. Brandon, what gives you the most satisfaction about the way you guys played the game tonight?
Well, we want to obviously be in your face. We felt like we were making life too difficult on our goaltenders. I think we've been able to limit the odd man rushes lately. We've been able to limit the high danger scoring chances, and we have two of the best in the game. So if you make their jobs easier, we're going to get more wins than losses and be in a pretty good situation here. So I think there's been a lot of learning that's gone on with our group. I think it talks to how smart and how eager the guys are in this locker room to pick up on the stuff that Dom and Burr and the rest of the coaching staff have implemented. It's been a little bit, or it's been quite a bit, but I think the guys have been handling it well, and we continue to use it, continue to build on it, and the more and more comfortable we get with it, the better we're going to be. So I think guys were just worked incredibly hard to get back on track, and that includes the coaching staff. They put a lot of work into us getting our game to a level where we're happy with it, and we can continue to feel confident in it and build on it.
John Luke.
Hey, Brandon, further to the work that the coaching staff has put in that you just mentioned, with all the changes that they've had to make in a short time, how much of a validation was it for you as a group that your power play came up so big in the second period when 5-on-5, you guys were getting outplayed pretty significantly by Ottawa?
Yeah, that's the impact the power play has to have. And the preparation that we had, I think Burr had a really good plan for us. Really good plan. We were able to work on it this morning. We knew exactly what to expect, and he was able to help us and create situations where we felt like we could exploit. And when you have that knowledge as a player and you're able to go out there and execute, it's a pretty good feeling. So we felt like we were well prepared. We had a good plan and we were able to execute, and it was a good feeling.
Eric Engels.
Hey, Brendan, where would you rank Ottawa in terms of how hard they play against you guys versus some of the other teams that you've played, or all the other teams that you played in the division?
Oh, this is a team that's going in the right place. They play in your face hockey. They work hard. They make it difficult. They take away time and space. And I understand they're not where they want to be in the standings, but they've beaten some very good hockey teams, and they do that for a reason. If you don't execute and you make mistakes, they have some very good young players that can hurt you, and they trust their system and they compete. And any team like that is dangerous.
Jonathan.Bernier.
Brendan. Carey had a bad stretch lately, so how much did you guys push also for him tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I've had the pleasure of playing with Pricey for I believe 9 years now, and you always hear us say we know Pricey's going to be fine. It's the least of our worries, and we don't say that to put unrealistic expectations on him. Because it's unfair to think he's Superman. He's like anyone else, but we say that because we see the work ethic that he has and the work that he puts in behind the scenes that a lot of you guys don't really get to see. And I've seen him go through stretches like this in his career, but the way he responds is it's always he gets back to the level of play where he's satisfied with himself, and those expectations are as high as anyone else. So when you hear us say we're not worried, it's just because we see the work ethic that he's able to put into the game, and he puts in that work to get back on track and help us win hockey games. And there's times where he's saved our butts more than you can count. And as players, I think when there's times where your goalie's going to save you, and there's times that you got to save your goalie. And we would have liked to have been a little bit better and make life easier on him. But we always know that he's back there to be Carey. And tonight I thought he made some very good saves early on, poised, not a lot of movement, very calm in his net, and it settled us down. We were able to respond and give him some support there on the power play in the second.
Yeah, they will take 4 last questions. Josh Clipperton.
Hey, Brendan, a couple of your teammates were asked yesterday this question, so I'll ask you as well. Did you feel like there was more than 2 points on the line just in terms of feeling good about yourselves and morale after everything that's gone on?
I think in this business, you really have to have a next game up mentality. And I know it's very cliche, but if you don't, and you start to worry about everything else that's going on, it's really overwhelming. So for us, I think we were disappointed. We didn't get the 2 points in the game in Winnipeg, a game that we thought we played very well. But you move on, you come back home and you have a new challenge and a new task, and you just do what you need to do to prepare for the next one. And when you have that short-term mentality as an athlete, you're going to be way better off than when you get concerned with a lot of things that you can't control. So that you don't put too much pressure on any one game. Just want to show up and be accountable to your teammates. Make sure that you're consistent. You have that effort. And when each and every guy in that locker room does that, we're a very good hockey team.
Hickey.
Talk about in your face hockey. Great play there, getting your face in the way of congrats and stick. Can you just talk about a little bit about Corey Perry's work on that goal? Were you expecting that pass?
Yeah, I mean, you're always expecting it, and he had done it once earlier this year. So he's such a smart player. I've really enjoyed getting to pick his brain a little bit, getting to watch him. Even stuff at practice, he's just picked up on so much stuff. He's always been a guy that I've been able to watch and see how he handles life in front of the net. He's just, he's won at every single level he's played at, and it's not an accident. He's a very smart player. He understands the game. I think he does a very good job of feeling where that defender's at, where the open ice is. And, for me, I had the easy job.
Simon-Olivier.
Hey, Brendan. As you said, it's only one win, and you made a lot of good things, but do you feel that there are still some things that you need to still improve until the next game? And what would be an example of that?
Oh, absolutely. I think every single aspect of the game, if you're not continuing to build and grow as lines within your system, as individuals, you're going to be stagnant, and every team in the league continues to get better. So each day of practice is a new challenge to improve. I think, lately our practice has been a little bit more intense, which we needed to do to push each other. And, that's a big step. It's, we're not where we want to be. I don't think any team in the league is where they want to be. And if you stop getting better, you're going to get passed by a lot of teams.
Hello, Brendan. Very often when we see a coaching change, some players respond and elevate their play in an obvious fashion. Can you explain what goes into this to see individual guys raise their game just because there's a change behind the bench?
It's hard to comment on that. I think what I will say is when there's a coaching change, it's really an opportunity for everyone to kind of look in the mirror and understand change is happening for a reason. We obviously weren't getting the results that we wanted, and I don't think that necessarily falls on any one individual. I think every single one of us, and that was the message Birch gave us, every single one of us needed to elevate our game a little bit, be better. And and get to the level of play that we expect. I think, it's kind of a fresh start. A lot of guys have an opportunity to kind of, relax and kind of start over. A lot of guys have an opportunity to push themselves and challenge themselves to get better. But for the most part, I think it's just an opportunity for every player to challenge yourself individually to do a little bit more.
Merci, Brendan.
Thank you.